achieved by force. It can only be got into negotiation, understanding, respect, and love.
Peace is priceless. It is a gift from where all others come from. Peace is quiet, its absence very loud. Bamenda is the capital city of the northwest region of Cameroon. It is made up of 3 council areas, Bamenda 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions. For over 5 years now, people of these 3 council areas have been void of what could be described as a peaceful, harmonious town. Predominantly, the main occupation of the people of Bamenda is farming of food crops like potatoes, cabbages, beans, corn, and growing of animals like goats, cattle, pigs, and table birds, and many more. As a breadbasket, the city feeds many Cameroonians and foreigners alike. Recently, however, due to the Anglophone crisis that started late 2016 and changed to a full-scale armed conflict in mid-2017 to date, Bamenda has suffered insecurities, rendering hardships for its citizens. Needless to state, episodes of rape, theft, influx of IDPs, poverty, kidnappings for ransom, disruption of education, high rates of teenage pregnancies, arms in the wrong hands, poor health, to name but these, are the new common to Bamenda. There are days when just loud sounds of gunshots fill the airwaves with not a soul on the streets in Bamenda. Due to prolonged conflict, the entire population of the Northwest region suffers from unstable communities and dysfunctional family structures. There is absence of civic responsibility and engagement. All the sectors are clamoring for the return of peace in Bamenda and its environs. The civil society, made up of national and international partners, in collaboration with the Cameroon government, are all putting hands on deck to contribute to the return of peace in the city of Bamenda. It is worth mentioning that such initiatives are also happening in the southwest region implicated in the ongoing Anglophone crisis as well. One of such civil society is Bindulem Humanitarian Association of Peace and Hope, known commonly as Bihaph. Bihaph is a charity that operates in the northwest region of Cameroon in the domains of peace building, conflict prevention transformation, gender equality promotion, promotion of education, child protection, and sustainable livelihood. Bihaph, in collaboration with the Swis embassy in Cameroon, is launching a 6-month project to be carried out in 3 subdivisions that make up Bamenda. Focusing on peace as one of its main axes, Bihaph's new project is titled Providing Space for an Increased Citizen Participation and Civic Engagement as Major Tools for Conflict Transformation and Peace Building in Bamenda 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions.
You are most welcome to this event, organized by Bihaph Humanitarian Association of Peace and Hope, abbreviated Bihaph. Traditional delegates here present, the representative of the House of Chiefs, the representatives of the mayors, the representatives of the DOs of Bamenda 1, 2, 3, the representatives of the Ministry of Defense, the general coordinator of Cameroon Women's Peace Movement, international organizations and other national organizations here present, all protocols to be respected.
The project has as global objective to increase community participation in conflict transformation and peace building activities. To Bihaph, its goals can be achieved only when peace is built in hard-to-reach communities, because peace building initiatives must start from grassroots levels. According to Madame Mi Bibian Dihumbong, team lead of Bihaph, we can all contribute to the peace we crave in Bamenda through literal initiatives of change. Grouping different stakeholders for this project launch, like other civil society members, government partners, cultural women groups, and youth, is testimonial that peace must start from everyone, then spill over to a larger community. Through dance, poetry, and songs, different participants call out for the return of peace in Bamenda.
We are here because the peace has been threatened. 5 years ago, peace was not an issue in the Northwest or in Cameroon in general, because we knew that
fact, and this is the way forward. And if today it happens that somebody is crying up there, this is the cry here today. Everybody knows the matter. Everybody knows from here to Donga right up to Yaoundé, they know it. Nobody will say that I don't know this matter. The matter is there.
I want to say that there have been other initiatives on the ground, and I'm thanking her to come and build on to that. And to say that as we are gathered here today, united, let's put our hands together to continue to support all the sons and daughters of this region who are calling the name peace, because peace is what we need. Thank you both very much for coming. And as we say, when peace is absent in the grassroots, it means that there is real war. And because we have realized that to make things work, we need to start from the grassroots. That is why we are all gathered here. And as we go back to our homes, we start looking at how do we participate in bringing this peace right at our family levels.
We don't need to wait for those in Yaoundé, in Rwanda to come and speak for us. All of us should be part and parcel of the solution. Reason why, at any given point in time, I will appreciate even the different presentations that have echoed citizen participation. More often than not, microphones are given to delegates, governors, presidents, and ministers. It is time this microphone goes to the common man, the buyer sellers, the teachers, the housewives, and all whatnot, the youth, persons with disabilities. This project is for us, and let us make use of this opportunity and let us
peace is very important, and without peace we cannot achieve any development.
I think we can sit down and talk, and we can call, even at this moment, call for a ceasefire. It is time for us to sit down together and discuss their family.
Information concerning peace building is reached right at the grassroots level, because that is where we want to start building a peaceful Cameroon, a peaceful Northwest region.
Community leaders attest to the tensions experienced as a result of the crisis in Bamenda and how they are curbing it.
As we make efforts to erase the pain that we go through each day, have in mind that civic engagement is crucial. We all live here together, and we need to look out for one another.
Because peace will be that one man we show, it will be that one institution we show, it will be that everybody is concerned. I will start my presentation with a story. In the course of doing this preparation for today, we think we get some incidents. We go for one of the offices for Bamenda here for a very high personality, and we will be confronted with this very, very embarrassing words. He takes the documents. He asked me whether we be Cameroonians. He tells me, if we be Cameroonians, why Cameroon flag we know the for inside the document? He tells me, now we people the way we got to promote war. We go for international NGOs and tell them different things, for take money, can't preach, can't talk so we preach peace. At the end of the day, we destabilize the country. At first sight, when the team will tell me this story, I became very angry. I became very frustrated. But at the second thought, I will feel, say that person will be ignorant, like any other person. Because the people that will stand in front of him, they don't get any arm, they don't get anything apart from a piece of paper, but they transform the mentality all into violence, all into hatred, all into prejudice, all into stigmatization. And that is why we are where we are today. If only we start where we have to see each person, not for who that person is, not for which that person we don't do, I think we'll achieve peace.
because of the crisis, some of us traditional rulers are victims. I think that if we give listeners here all Bihaph go down to villages, to communities, and sensitize them, my tradition as a traditional ruler does not support bloodshed. Okay. And besides, no traditional ruler will promote or support killings because it is sacrilege.
The project lead for Bihaph, Madam Ne Anita, says 200 trained ambassadors of conflict transformation and peace building will reconcile and promote peace, social cohesion, social justice, increase trust in the political class and community and regional institutions, scaling up to 2,000 farm families in the respective communities.
We intend to achieve a lot. The number one thing we intend to achieve is peace, because for close to 5 years now, peace has been shattered in the northwest as well as in the southwest region of the country. And the objective of this project is to achieve peace and rebuild the peace that has been shattered in these communities. Each person, no matter where the person finds his or herself, has a role to play in peace building. And that is why we have decided to go back right into the communities, using each individual so that they know that they should have inner peace, be at peace with their neighbors, and then they can radiate peace. You know, as the saying goes, you cannot give what you don't have. So they have to be able to nurse peace, nurture peace, and give it back to the community. We are using quarter heads from the different quarters of Bamenda 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions, because those are the people who will be talking back to their people in the quarters about the importance of peace and the need to bring back this peace that has been destroyed. We are equally working with group leaders, that is from different denominations, different churches. We are equally working with youth groups. Yes, because the youths are the strong force, and they are the ones who are being used a lot. And so we think it's time for the youths to come back and put in place what they have in them to build peace and not to destroy the peace that has been reigning in their country and in their communities. We are equally working with all government officials, or I would say stakeholders, that is NGOs, civil society leaders, government officials, international NGOs, and what have you, because we think it's important for every other stakeholder to put hands on deck for us to gain this peace that we so much need.
And big thank you to our partners, the Swiss Embassy, who have made it possible for us to have this initiative. And big thank you to our partners, UNHCR, and the government of Cameroon. You made our journey in our effort to serve humanity a dream and a reality. Enjoy your stay with us, and God bless you all as we continue to work with this. Thank you very much.
Today is the launch of the project, and hereafter the project is going to be running for 6 months in the Bamenda 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions. So during those 6 months, we will be going into the communities, into these different communities. We already mobilized the quarter heads, the different groups, and when we are going to each community, we will have these people come with us, and the members of that particular community will be working with them, doing a lot of capacity building on how they can use what they have in them to build peace.
All this will be achieved through capacity building conferences for peace, income generation activities for sustainable growth, and civic engagement for the return of peace in Bamenda. Strategically, inclusion is a must for the project to achieve its desired outcomes.
Cannot talk about peace or cannot do anything. We also try to identify some needy persons that have been affected by this crisis, and will empower them in either income-generating activities or empowering them in any trade of their kind, so that they can be able to see how they can be able to change. Because of the killings, the kidnapping, and the suffering, the way people they go through, we decide to launch this project today for call all the attention of the population for see how each person for your own small corner where he live, if he evaluates how this conflict will go on for his life and how he as an individual, if he make a change for your own little way, because we sabi say the people the way they be mostly affected for this crisis, for this conflict, and the people the way they deal for the grassroots, where they not even sabi way to where it happen, where it affect them. No man for Bamenda, no man for inside Northwest or Southwest, you know the way this conflict never touch you. And the people the world target them, now ordinary citizens, now opinion leaders, now mammy them, now picking them, now people the way they know book, people the way they don't know book, because conflict, war, you know get person way they live and aside. We intend to train 200 persons in all in the three municipalities, that's Bamenda 1, Bamenda 2, and Bamenda 3.
Women and girls form a greater percentage of the 200 peace ambassadors to be trained. To the project lead, women are family caregivers and can easily negotiate for the return of peace with the warring actors.
The choice is because women in all sectors of life make up the majority in our population, and also women are the epitome of peace building in every family and every community. And when women are empowered in any initiative, they drive the change. And that is why we believe that more women into peace building processes will give us the desired results that we want to achieve. I check say when we talk about peace, we know the deny say me people no carry gun. But me people carry gun. Ask and say the gun will carry am. How far are they use the gun? Because if your gun will carry am for inside community, it will make your mommy then so cry. It will make picking them. They know if you go before. It will make your own sister them. They rape them. You say we carry gun. You sabi say they are gun. It will do now waiting. Since peace is an ongoing process, we will try to form zones of peace after our training. We will try to create these zones into accessible communities where the people that will be responsible will not have to strain from meeting each other. For example, if we go to Bamenda 2, we find out how many quarters are in Bamenda 2. If you have, say, 30 quarters, 30 different quarters, we will be able to divide those 30 quarters maybe into 3, where we have 10, depending on their proximity, where they live. So that each bi-weekly, they can meet to talk about their challenges. They can meet to talk about maybe things that have happened to them, like kidnapping, if they have witnessed any case of kidnapping, and the people that are seen that are not friendly in the quarters. And they will be able to network with us so that we will see how we can address the major issues that they will be able to address. And also, the people in the long run will work on themselves to see what can I do to forgive this person that killed either my husband or that killed either a family member? They will see how they can meet the children that are even Karina's, because they are their children. They should be able to render accountability for their actions.
We want to digest this beautiful presentation with this song.
To ensure sustainability, it is expected that the councils will continue in the engagement of peace initiatives after the 6 months duration of the project. All development is guided by the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. The project, providing space for an increased citizen participation and civic engagement as major tools for conflict transformation and peace building in Bamenda 1, 2, and 3 subdivisions, Northwest region, works contextually with 4 of these goals. Goal number 16, which focuses on peace, justice, and strong institutions. Goal number 11, with focus on sustainable cities and communities. Goal number 4, on quality education. And goal number 3, on good health. Implicitly, all sectors of these respective council areas chosen for this project must start in bringing back peace from the grassroots to the wider community. The return of peace depends on the contribution of every member of these councils, however small. Oceans come from little drops of water. Such is the desire of Bihaph in restoring peace in the Northwest region of Cameroon. Why not Cameroon at large?
We also want to appreciate with all our gratitude our partners, the Swiss Embassy, Yaoundé, for seeing our cry, for seeing our tears, and coming to give us a hand, to give us a push. It is not solely their responsibility, but it is because they believe in cooperation. It is because they believe in working together as partners. That is why they have decided to support Bihaph in this initiative.